So we have been asked a question, this question that asks us how do we decide on the destinations that we're going to travel. So before we address that, I'm TK and this is my husband.
Mick.
And we are a travel couple. We have traveled over 25 countries combined. So we are just going to be sharing some tips on how we choose our destination. So the first thing that we do is we determine what kind of destination or what kind of vacation are we looking for. Are we looking to go more for just a relaxed vacation, not having much planned and just relaxed? Or are we looking to have a vacation where we can see historic adventures and activities? Or are we looking for a city vacation where we can have city tours? So that is the first thing that we look for when we are trying to decide on which place to travel.
I think generally it's we've been doing more the second type because we're going long haul. We tend to want to go and see things, and I sort of take the view, if you just want to go and have a week relaxing, why would you go to the other side of the world at that expense and travel for 10 to 12 hours when you could do something for a sort of 2-hour travel from the UK.
Yeah.
But obviously we just got married in Jamaica and we wanted 2 weeks of just enjoying and relaxing and chilling out, so we kind of did something different. But it all depends on what you want out of the holiday. But generally we're looking for countries that are different to where we've been before, that are safe to travel to, and that's how we sort of start finding a destination.
And I think the second thing that we consider also when it comes to us choosing the destination to travel to is the time of year that we are able to travel. There are certain places where it's okay for you to go at the beginning of the year, but it wouldn't make sense if your travel time is mid-year or towards the end of the year. So mostly we travel in August to October and then January. So we consider also those kind of things, like this is the perfect time to travel based on, the time that we have.
Yeah, I think it's just worked out that as you've been based in South Africa, I've travelled over in January and we've done African countries in the south there in January because it's summertime with it being Southern Hemisphere. And then when you've come to the UK, we've tended to go either east to Asia or the other way to last year South America, and we look at, that's when we've gone end of August, September, where the weather's been pretty good. So that's how it's just worked for us, but everyone's different.
Everyone is different. And the third thing that we look for is after we've actually done the first two parts, then we start looking for information on social media. We use TikTok a lot just to see, okay, this is the ideas that we have. Checking on TikTok and people and evergreen content of people that have been there. Is this the perfect place to go? So we do our research and capture like information, and that actually helps with our decisions as well.
Yeah, so I think that, I do quite a lot of the research, and the first thing I will look at is UK government websites and check the country. Some countries I know quite a bit about, but if I'm not sure, from a safety point of view, I check the website, it's safe to travel, and, which part is okay. So, for example, when we went to Victoria Falls in Zimbabwe and Zambia, I definitely checked all the information and was reassured that that part of Zim is is really safe for tourists. So I checked the safety. We also checked the visa requirements because with having different nationality passports, they differ wildly for South Africa and UK. And we want to, if something looks really, really difficult, I tend to stay away from it. But if something looks straightforward, whether it's online visa, no visa is preferable, or visa on arrival, we look at that information. And then we don't sort of think of a budget and then decide on a country. We decide on a country and then work around it. So the procedure that I always do is book flights first, then hotels, then any air transfers, and then lastly activities. And everything's there on your phone. You know, there's search engines for your flights. You look for a good flight, a good time, a decent price, and it's exactly the same. Everything's there to search. There's websites to search and check. And then you said, you know, we look at TikToks and YouTube
we
videos.
We look at TikToks and YouTube. We save stuff just to know, okay, these are the countries. Maybe we have like a few options. These are the countries that we want to go to. What is there to do? You know, what is interesting? What is there to see? What is a must see and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that is like the main part of our research, well, my research mostly, and then obviously we check for visa information and things like that. And I think lastly, and the most easiest and important is we just choose places that inspire us and they excite us. You know, everybody, well, most people would have a bucket list, I would assume. So there's places that you've just seen and you've always wanted to go because they just inspire you and they just excite you, and it's you wanted to go there. So yeah, at the end we pick from that, and then we do the other steps that we've mentioned after picking from the bucket list.
There's one other thing. So we like, because we're wanting to travel, kind of see as much as the world and get as many countries ticked off, we like to do 2, 3 or even 4, 5 countries together
at a time.
So we did 3 countries. We did Singapore, Bali and Vietnam together. We did a few African countries together, and then more recently we did 5 South American countries together. We did it in 3 weeks.
But I think you kind of get like more value for your money and your time spent traveling when we choose one place that we're going to, and then we kind of look what other countries are around that are interesting to us that we could travel to. So that's why when we do travel and we have like 3 weeks of traveling, we can do 3 to 5 countries at a time because they're just very close together, like, and it's easy to move around from one country to the other. So that is also something that we put into our process of choosing which countries to go to.
That's it. It's for us. It's all about creating memories, creating new experiences and new memories. That's why we do what we do. Yeah,
exactly. So I hope that answers your question, Miss Elenis. I hope that answers your question, and thank you so much for the questions, and you can keep the questions coming, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.